Good day to all. Good day to all. Yeah, that's what we on. Pretty Boy Kennels. My boy Lorenzo Smith out of Michigan. That's how my brother rolls. Keep winning, family. I do know that he really cares about his product and his animals, and I've spent a lot of time with him on live videos while he's cleaning the kennels and doing things, and I see how much passion he has for doing that at a very high level, and it's commendable. I'm not in a position where I'm acquiring any of these beautiful little dogs, bullies, and other things that he's moving, but at the same time, supporting his movement. But most importantly, let me give my brother some props. Let me give you a second, Zoe. Um, he wears clothing that I can't afford to do nothing like that. But immaculate taste in clothing. So I was very interested in what his own clothing line, how it would come off. And to feel as I know somebody that treats themselves to that quality of thread and that level of quality is gonna put that, you just can't have something with your name on it that ain't right. So anyway, it feels wonderful. I already took it outside, took it for a spin, blew a joint, used the pockets. It's nice, man. Beanie's nice too. So anyway, let me bring this into scope. The title of this video is Note-Taking Bonds. In fact, let me get my lighting together because I do a little something different over here. It's really not about looking at me. It's not like that. I know this is YouTube. And I don't mind the person seeing me, you know what I'm saying? But let me get that lighting down just a touch, right? But I wanted to make sure I show my boy's gear off nice. It's real nice, real nice. It's real nice. So the title of this video is Note-Taking Bonds. I'm going to describe this and I'm going to bring it all the way back around to it, but we're going to take a little ride and we're going to talk about a few things as we bring the conversation back to note-taking bonds and why that's so prominent in this. So the thumbnail, never be scared to lose an MF you wasn't even winning with, right? So, that's going to bring me into a couple of things. And in fact, I think I'm going to jump down my itinerary just a touch and say that the circles that we protect become the cells that imprison our possibilities. Think about that for a second. I didn't take that from nobody. I just came up with that. The circles that we protect become the cells that imprison our possibilities. Okay. So to bring this into full focus, like every problem area, anything of solution based, what we're talking about is knowing yourself, understanding your place in it. What I'm trying to speak to right now is identifying boundaries, being able to properly identify what a hurdle is in your life and why it's in your way. Why you haven't just evolved mentally where you can just telepathically move it out of your way. We're going to tap into the superpowers that are. But like I said, in your mind, when you're battling with thoughts and things that you're just thinking about and trying to solve, why can't you be a superhero in that arena, in that matrix? Why can't you fly around and shoot lasers out of your eyes or whatever you need to do to clear the path so your thoughts can roll out properly, right? Well, I wouldn't be be doing this a solid if I didn't really speak from my heart with this and use some of my personal content on this. This is my page. This is kind of my channel and stuff. So until I start getting guests and people really interacting in the comments and really interested in how my mind would wrap around things that may be possibilities that maybe you're coming up with. And I would love to wrangle and wrestle with those things also. This is about growth. This isn't a dictatorship. This is just my humble olive branch to try to find family and tribe out here in the world and figure out what's going on. We're going into very uncertain times. It's time for the leaders and the men to stand the fuck up. We're needed. It's a lot of people ain't needed, but we're needed. So, um, family imposters and day ones. Let's get this shit right out the way. Let's get this out the way. There's a lot of terms and topics that um, there's a lot of topics that just terms we use that uh, that describe something that's used in an honorable way, but it's really a bad thing. It's negative. It's a net negative. So let me just speak on like day one, sandbox. I'm gonna say family imposters for real, because to me, um, the beauty of the word family and what I think it should represents, I don't feel that in the blood relation that I share in the world. I don't have that level of connection and open-hearted, honest love, and you know, it's just. But I'm not gonna let the fact that I don't see it in the circle around me stop the beautiful vision that I have for what I believe family is. And, that's why I love what my boys say. All right. Because you can see those same F's for family up in there, right? But, um, yeah, I mean, let me just say, born in the 70s, mid 70s. And, so I'm just circling on 50 right now. And, to think about the things that my childhood entailed, from cartoons and just the feelings I had of words and, oh man, just the beauty that is work, the beauty that is life, and where I've tapped into those things from. Um, you know, um, it's just a shame that I haven't found the realization of the true feeling that I get when I use that word. There's some powerful words that we use that I think for the most part, we kind of assume that other people see it. I mean, there's no better way to say it than we assume that everybody's starting at the same neutral ground or standing platform or whatever. And sometimes you can understand where your feet are is where somebody else is ceiling is below. So, so to think you can have a hmm, to think you can take thoughts and ideas to the fullest extent with those mindsets. Um, it's not realistic. And I just want you to know that these people in my belief system, the tribe I'm looking for, I would say I'm lucky if it's 20% of the entire population of people who really have the grit to stand up and say something and problem solve and are going to be able to think their way into what is to come. A lot is to come right now. But the term of, just think about it, day ones and all this stuff. Now, if you've already attained what you were trying to do in this worldly form, maybe your day ones got you there. But for those who are running into barriers and can't find like-minded folks, you got to reach a little bit further for your family. You got to put your antenna up higher, and you got to attract a different scale and level of person. Yeah. Now let me give my what I believe growth is. I want to share this. So growth, um, you know, I look at growth. It's kind of like when you go into a unknown area beyond what you were comfortable leaving. In other words, there's things in your life right now you just cannot see a day without them. But if you can imagine that day without them, because serving them, being subservient to them, to those things, is keeping you in a box. It's a barrier. And all the great stuff we're looking for is beyond that. So it takes a certain type of person to actually grow. Keeping it 100 is staying like you remember me yesterday. That's not doing the future a service. That's doing the future a disservice, actually. To promise to be like you were yesterday, to not evolve, to not grow. You know, growth is it's a violent act. When a seed, when a seedling pops out of its shell in the springtime and starts to grow, there's a lot of funerals that happen. There's a funeral for the capsule, the shell that the seedling was in. That's an instant funeral right there. Once it comes above the soil, it's amazing how they start doing their thing on both sides. It's amazing how that happens, but it's a real violent act. It's a push and a growth. And it's, I mean, that, all of us are winners. We all won the first race to even be a human being. We were in a race with tens of thousands of competitors, and only one of us got to hit the button and eliminate all the competition and be the one embryo that turned into a human being. Ain't that something? So anyway, um, realize that acquiring, becoming your superpower is not a team sport. And in fact, you could be quite deadly to the people around you if you realize yourself on that level. So anyway, I did promise in this video that I would bring it all the way back around to the name and the title. And it's Note-Taking Bonds / Tribe. Let me give some props out to Mr. Bill Bunting. I don't know what's going on with him. I haven't heard or seen from him in a while. I'm worried about my friend, but he is Tribe, and I represent Tribe, his type of tribe, where we're beyond a lot of the exterior components that hold other people back from being able to truly bond with others. But note taking bond. So this is kind of like, I guess, like my love language. And what I can say to that is that if I'm really having a good conversation, if it's truly stimulating, if we're exploring mental real estate that just feels like virgin land on the mindscape of things, when I'm truly, mm, when it gets really good, when the thoughts are going back and forth, when you're almost interrupting each other. I mean, when it's just really good and you're building on a new thought, building on something that it just feels like you're the first two people to ever be talking about in the history existence of mankind. Well, that's what I call note taking bond. Because when I'm talking with someone, the highest compliment I can actually truly give is to say that I almost need to, like, while we're talking, stop and take notes, because I might be trying to put together a topic for a live or anything, but regardless, it might just be a whole brand new idea too. But my highest complimentary scale is note taking. And so that's what I entitled this Wednesday rant. And anyway, I hope that y'all got some value from that. I hope y'all do enjoy that. And anyway, I hope there's a good takeaway from it. But anyway, that was my Wednesday. This is G. I'm just using y'all for therapy. I'm venting, speaking my piece. Y'all have a good one. I'll see you next Wednesday. Peace. Peace.